Hi everyone, my name is Mira and I'm a Zurich-based flight attendant for Swiss International Airlines. I'm sure that most of us know that castings and interviews can be very nerve-wracking. Whether it's your first or your 10th, you can never be too prepared. And trust me, a good first impression can already seal half the deal. Tip number 1 is research your company. If you're sitting in an interview and you possibly get asked questions about the company itself, and you're sitting there thinking, I should have researched something, I have no clue what's going on, should I lie, should I make up facts? Trust me, they know this company inside out, and if you maybe researched something on Google or read up on the company in books, just found out 2, 3, 4 facts about it, I'm sure it'll give you some brownie points during your interview. The type of questions that your interviewer will ask you will vary from company to company, but as said in the beginning, you can never be too prepared. Tip number 2 is practice in front of the mirror. And yes, I know it sounds super weird, but it really helps. You can practice your speech, you can practice answering questions, pretend as if you're in an actual interview. Watch how you're sitting, how your posture is, the kind of faces you might be pulling. Control the way you answer questions. You can control how fast you're speaking, and just practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Tip number 3 is appear professionally. Don't show up in flip-flops or shorts or mini skirts or ripped jeans, because your first impression is always one of the most important steps. Say, for example, you're applying to become a flight attendant, then maybe even do what I did. I showed up in a sort of uniform outfit, because if you are applying for the company, they want to get some sort of idea of how you would look in their kind of uniform. So I showed up in a pencil skirt, a blouse, a blazer, stockings, heels, put my hair back, and put on some natural makeup. And trust me, as said before, first impressions seal half of the deal. Also, this is one of the things I mentioned in my first video on the 6 essential tips for beginner and future flight attendants. What I did on my interview day, or my casting day to be precise, is something that others did not. Some people showed up in jogging pants or hoodies, and it just, depending on the type of company you're obviously applying to, it doesn't really create a good starting point. Tip number 4 is have all of your documentation on hand. Whatever that may be, passports, CVs, any recommendations from previous companies, have it all with you. You never know what somebody might want to see, and if you've seen it in movies or pictures, somebody always looks more professional if they have some sort of file in their hand instead of standing there and playing with her thumbs. Tip number 5 is be punctual if not early. It is better for you if you are there at least half an hour before time, because you need to get accustomed to the atmosphere you're in. Your tension will be high, your anxiety might be high as well, so you can take some time, have a coffee, get to know the people you're spending most of the day with if you're doing a casting, or even meet your interviewees. Also, even though you might have done your registration process online, there is always some sort of sign-up sheet that you need to complete before you can even start your interview or casting. I'm pretty sure you don't want to be the only one running inside, all exhausted from trying to get there on time, so make your life easier and just be there a little earlier than you should. Tip number 6, which correlates into tip number 2, is watch your appearance. Look at how you're standing, look at the faces you might be pulling, don't lean on anything and look lazy, because you are being watched at every single moment of your day. Why? Because obviously they're not just trying to hire you because you can sweet talk them, but they want to see how you carry yourself. So just make sure you're not slouching anywhere, you're not sitting with your legs wide open, and just make sure you control your body language. Tip number 7 is be prepared for a long day. Depending on whether you're doing an interview or a casting, this could take the entire day. My casting was from 8 in the morning to 5 in the evening, and it was really exhausting. So make sure that you maybe have a book with you. I don't suggest a laptop of sorts to watch movies, because you do need to stay attentive. Tip number 8 is never lose face. Yes, the day might be long, and yes, there might even be people there that you don't like, but as said, you are always being watched. focus for the entire day, because after that interview, you can relax again. But whilst you are there, just try and be the best professional version of yourself. Tip number 9 is take advantage of the breaks that they give you. Go outside, take a breather, refocus yourself, and even prepare for the next step that you need to take. Tip number 10, and my last tip for you, is just be yourself. A company will always appreciate somebody that is not trying to fake who they are. They see right through you if you're being fake. There are psychologists there, even the person doing your interview might be a psychologist, and they know exactly what you're trying to fake and what you're doing because it's just you. They will always appreciate somebody more if they're just being themselves in, of course, a professional manner than somebody that's just there to get the job. You will be more comfortable in your own skin and you won't be half as nervous. I hope that these tips can help somebody out in the future, that you have an amazing interview or casting, and that you get the job you were hoping for.